You're listening to Porn-Free Masculinity, where you connect to your recovery and your destiny.
Well, hey guys, and welcome to another Move It Mondays. Today, I want to talk about stop looking and start moving. Let me tell you a little bit about my story. Part of my journey in recovery was looking for the answers and the things that were going to fix me. So much of my life, especially my early life, even way back to when I began to act out in late high school, early college, was looking for the answers, looking for the places inside of me that felt incomplete and that I could find some information or maybe an experience, but usually the data to be able to understand what was wrong with me and how I could fix it. And it was very much an isolating pursuit. I never really talked about my desire to learn and grow and understand these various parts of myself and others and even God. And so I was on this hunt, this journey to find out the answers that I thought would bring me satisfaction and ultimately healing and peace. And in that journey, in that desire to look and try to find the thing that was going to give me answers, I found a lot of information. In fact, I went to school for over a decade. I got degrees. I read books. I got certifications. I had experiences and went to seminars and was able to really capture in this aspect of my complete brokenness. In all the looking that I did and all the information that I gained, it never brought me the answers that I was looking for. Now, on the way, I learned a lot of stuff, and I wandered around, as I like to talk about in another video that you may be watching about walking. I wandered around in the woods and I saw all the ways that didn't work. I saw all the things that I tried out and they were good ideas and they showed me some perspectives and gave me some wisdom over time, but they didn't actually bring me the change that I wanted. And little did I know, what I was really looking for was not more information. It was not another podcast. It was not another book. It was not a course. It was not anything. It was the willingness to make a decision. You see, the change in my life really began to happen when I decided to start moving. Now, being that this is a Monday, and I'm sure like all of us, you're feeling like there might be some dread or some anxiety or some fear, some stress moving into a Monday. You may be feeling that in your body right now, that I just need to find the quick fix, the quick answer, the thing that's going to get me over the hump. I'm going to listen to my Monday podcast and feel better. But ask yourself, how often is it that even in watching this video, even in listening to some really good information, and I'm not belittling the information, otherwise I wouldn't be creating it, but I'm talking about what we do with the information that we have. Think about the whole list of things that you know that you're not doing anything with, that you're not using. And right now, before you feel the guilt or shame that's coming up in your heart, I want you to just stop. And I want you to give yourself a moment of peace and grace and realize this is a process. No one wakes up overnight and becomes exactly who they want to be. No one is going to change from one person to the next 180 degrees, if you've heard that phrase before, just because you find a little bit of information or have an experience. That is not how growth works. Part of the premise of Move It Mondays is incremental change. We want to continue to grow step by step by step by step. And so today, what I would challenge you with is I would challenge you to take one bit of information, one bit of training, one bit of data that you've collected, that you've been able to accumulate over the years. And I'm sure if you're anything like me, you've got boxes and boxes and journals and boatloads of stuff that you could have done, but you haven't done anything with because you're still looking for the answer. You're still looking for the magic pill to fix you. Guess what? It's not coming. That magic pill is not going to arrive. Instead, the only thing you can offer yourself is a little bit of movement. And by movement, what do I mean? It can be anything. It can be taking the last thing that someone told you to do and just trying it out. Maybe you listen to a podcast and they gave you some practical tips. Why don't you go back to that podcast, listen to it again, and see what in that podcast can you take away and begin to move with it. Not dramatically, not ultimately. You don't even have to do it a bunch of times. Just do it once. Just get to a place where you're willing to surrender that part of yourself that wants to control, that wants to argue, that wants to resist, and let go of the fear, let go of the shame, let go of the doubt and the hurt, and begin to entertain that one new action. All we can ever do in this process is do the next good thing. All we can ever do is take a step of faith into the unknown of what is it in my life that I have yet to embody, have yet to experience with my physical self, and I need that to begin to change. Let me go back and anchor this in one more time. It's not about the information. The information is neutral. The information can be helpful if we put it to use. So you don't have to stop listening to your podcast. You don't have to stop reading your books. But if you feel like the answer is going to be found somewhere within those places, let me challenge you. It's not. There is nothing, no amount of truth or data or information that's going to give you the peace that you want in your heart. The peace only comes when you begin to engage what you know and trust that there is change somewhere out there that you cannot see. Now, when I say stop looking, this is what I mean. I mean, anchor down on the things that really, really, really are making an impact in your life. What are the things that you're feeling really connected to? So many times I would just listen to stuff just for the sake of listening. I would be using that as a dissociative mechanism to go out and just, I want to know more about this or more about this. And maybe you're going on a rabbit trail about your latest hobby or the things that you're interested in, and you find yourself just spiraling, whether it's doom scrolling or just compulsively using media in any way, and you're looking for, maybe I'll find an answer somewhere. I mean, you're just kind of doing it mindlessly. Maybe you're more purposeful about your looking, that you're wanting to listen to all the episodes of a particular podcast or wanting to read these many books. You're trying to find that information there. I'm not saying that those things are bad for you. I'm asking you to stop for a second and consider, what of the things that you've already learned, what are the things that you've already consumed, do you need to act on right now? And here's what's going to happen. When you take a few of those things that you want to put into practice and you begin to work toward them, you're going to mess up. You're going to take a step and maybe take another step, maybe take another step, and then you're going to quit for a few days. And you're going to think, well, that didn't work. Make a decision that when you move, you're going to apply that principle, that tactic, that recovery idea for a season. Give yourself some time. Let's say I'm going to make this my priority for 2 weeks, for a month, and try to connect that with something that you're already doing. Maybe it's you want to go take a walk. Okay. So maybe you get your cup of coffee in the morning and you go walk around the block. That's all it takes. You want to get physically moving. Maybe you want to sit down and you want to start journaling. Maybe you connect that with a bus ride or a train ride, or when you first start to work, you get there a little early and you save yourself 5 or 10 minutes to begin to start the day with some journaling and some reflection. Whatever it is, and we'll talk about a number of topics and ways that you can begin to move on this section of the podcast. You come back for more tips later on, but moving is essential to create embodied change. Let me quote a guy that I really respect, Dr. Kurt Thompson. One of the nuggets that I've held on to from my looking, and I'm learning to move in it day by day by day, is nothing is true for me until it's true in my body. Nothing is true for me until it's true in my body. So as we begin to move, we literally change our physiology. So guys, ladies, if this is part of where you are, let me encourage you, stop looking and start moving. Just do that today. Make a decision today where it is you're going to begin to start moving to get embodied, get physical in your recovery. Look forward to talking to you again soon. Take care.
Don't forget to subscribe for more episodes. You can connect with Chris at pornfreemasculinity.com.